Joe Stanley, next senator from Tennessee, District 9, and a big issue that a lot of people throw under the rug and doesn't even get discussed, and is another reason I'm running for Senate, is to make this a bigger issue, and that's the New Madrid fault. You know, I live in Memphis. I live close to the fault. You know, it's a big issue. We know it's due. We know the last one, you know, happened over 100 years ago. We know we're due for one. But it's not only the fact that we're due for an earthquake, but what's been going on. You know, I pay attention to a lot of news, a lot of stuff that's not in the news, a lot of alternative news, and a lot of stuff that mainstream just suppresses, you know, like the Louisiana sinkhole. We got a huge sinkhole that continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, and it's a bad thing, you know. We had the Gulf oil spill, which people were drilling into the crust of the earth. Some people say to destabilize the crust, whatever the case may be. You know, we have to make assumptions, but there's a lot of stuff going on with the New Madrid. I feel it's a big issue. I feel it should be taken seriously. You know, they've had earthquake drills already, you know, and this affects a lot of people, you know. We've seen photos of the FEMA coffins, we've seen photos of all the different stuff going on, and I just think that the public is not being fully alerted to how serious the issue is, to how important it is, and it seems like it's being swept under the rug. And I'm here to bring this issue out in the forefront. I'm here to find out what's going on, to hold all these people responsible, whoever, you know, Aaron Brockovich has gotten involved with the sinkhole and is trying to help people. And as the next senator from Tennessee, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to bring these issues to Congress. I'm going to bring these issues to the American public. I'm going to make sure that your voice is heard. I'm going to make sure that, you know, we know what's going on. You know, none of us know exactly when anything could happen. You know, FEMA tells us to have 72-hour emergency kits, and that's what everybody should do, especially if you live around fault zones or fault lines or anything like that. Everybody should be prepared for anything, especially as many earthquakes have been going on around the world. You know, it seems like every day there's big earthquakes happening, you know, and this is a big issue. We've seen the maps of the future of the U.S., and it shows a big split up the middle. And a lot of people say there's plans for, you know, ports and all this stuff. So if these people know something's going to happen, they need to be sharing that information. They need to be telling people what's going on. They need to be helping people, moving people. We need to put the people first. You know, business is second. And as a senator, business is second. The people are always first. You know, a lot of these companies don't want to pay. They just want to do what they want to do. They got their own agenda. They got their own plans. They don't care if they mess up your land. They don't care if they mess up your water. They're out here fracking and just destroying the earth and nature and the environment. And then that, you know, stuff that they know and plan, and it's not being told to the whole public. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I do these videos, is to put information out there, let people research for themselves. Look up the Louisiana sinkhole. Look up fracking. Look up the dead birds that have been falling. Look at the Arkansas oil spill that they want to keep under the table. You know, all this stuff adds up, and it continues to add up. And it just looks like a big event is set for the new Madrid. You know, we don't know the timetable. Might be a day from now, might be 10 years from now. I don't know. Nobody knows. You know, but people should take this issue seriously. I take it seriously. Like I said, I live close to the fault. You know, and it's something that we have to keep an eye on. Something that we have to watch daily, you know. And you're seeing these HAARP storms, you know, created by HAARP and chemtrails and all this stuff. And we need to know exactly what's going on, you know. Are they planning to build a port up and down through America? They need to tell everybody. Tell everybody, hey, but you know they're not going to do that. But that's why there's people like me. That's why there's other people out there spreading the word, spreading the truth, spreading the message. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it. You know, we care about our cities. We care about our people. We care about the earth. We care about the environment. We care about the U.S. And we're just tired of being ignored. We're just tired of being called crazy because we simply pay attention. You know, we just pay attention to facts, study things, look up things, and it's obvious something's going on, something's big is in the works, something's being prepared, and everybody but the people are being told what's going on. So as your next senator, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that the people are safe, the people come first, and we're going to try to get through this. So thanks.